All right, good morning, traders, and welcome to the Bookmap webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through well, it's all markets webinar. We'll look at any market that you guys request. The idea, though, and the concept or the main thrust of the webinar here is to go through the order flow, is to understand participants in the auction market process, we can understand their participation via the orders. This is the only way that participants can interact with the market. It is via their orders. That's why we're looking at the order flow, understanding where the traders are, how they're reacting, what is the context at specific price levels of interest. And that is the edge using order flow. All right, so we have a new time here for the onboarding webinar. We usually do it at Tuesday. At 1 p.m. East Coast. We're going to switch it up here. We're doing it Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. This week, so we can bring in other traders from different time frames or different countries and or time zones, and still offer them the onboarding to Bookmap webinar. It's very simple what we go through. We log into the bookmap.com website and show you how to get Bookmap, get data, and then connect or download Bookmap, install it, run it, and connect it to data and add a symbol. Okay, so we'll really we'll go through the basics to just get you up and running in Bookmap and answer any questions that you have. All right, also our supply and demand course, this is free, open to all. It is on the Bookmap Learning Center. You should definitely check it out. It is exclusive to the Learning Center. So go to bookmap.com and click on education, and this will land you into the Bookmap Learning Center. There's all sorts of videos in here, hundreds of free videos. This is the new course that we put together on supply and demand, and they're very specific and simple setups in here. So go through, take a look, and find one that resonates with you. We will be going through a lot of these setups in this webinar. We'll be looking for them. All right, so let's move on here. We're having our Bookmap desk competition, and let me show you where that is. This is great. It's been really great to see a lot of you guys Bookmap desks. So it's the link here. It's Bookmap desk. Well, I'll put it into the chat for you so you can check it out here. Okay, there you go. And over on YouTube as well, put that together for you. And also that onboarding webinar for you. Okay, our onboarding webinar, you'll go to this, you'll register via Zoom. Okay, so that's the link here. I'll paste into the chat for you guys. Go. Okay, and let's see. Morning, Rob. Good morning, Laura. All right. Yeah, check this out. Really like it. It's very simple to add your Bookmap desk. Just take a screenshot, or take a screenshot. Take a photo of your trading desk setup with Bookmap on the screen, and then post it on social media and just put in hashtag Bookmap desk. And you can read through how to enter here. It's very basic. That's really it. It works with X, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and that's all you do. Okay, so read through it here. There's some really great prizes. Look, first prize, $1,000 with 1 year Bookmap Global Plus subscription with data from one exchange. $500 for second, also 1 year of Bookmap Global Plus and data. And third place is 3 months of Bookmap Global Plus with data from one exchange. And then here are some of the setups. This one is great. Look at this guy living the life. He's got Bookmap up. He's got all his trade software up and running here. fantastic desk, and he's got his dog. So fantastic, way to go. Some really nice photos in here and some really beautiful setups. So you know, put participate, just post and put the hashtag bookmap desk, and this will show up on here. Okay, as simple as that. Yeah, this is our checklist in here from the Bookmap Academy. I'm not gonna go through it. We go through this in detail on Thursdays, but we will be going through this process in here. And just to kind of briefly go through it, what we're looking for is a top-down approach here. And we're building out our playbook. So if you're interested in building out your playbook and journaling and getting some feedback from and mentoring from some coaches, you might want to partake in the Bookmap Academy. It is free and open to all. So you will need to have Bookmap, but you can use the free version if you want. If you're interested in this, just go to bookmap.com, click on the More button here, and then Bookmap Educate. The Bookmap Academy here, and you can apply right here. You can go through this process and see the steps that you can go through here to get Bookmap for free and a lot more. Okay, it's an onboarding, and you will become a better trader, right? And again, this is free and open to all. So we'll be looking for impetus, what's making the market move, our higher time frame key levels, scenarios and strategies with the time of day, and then we need to select the proper setup, and then we have a checklist for our setup, and then we execute on the order flow event. Okay, this is it, right? And this is what we want to do day in and day out as we become experts with our strategies, and mark them up, have at least 20, and you're on your way. Let's go through the general disclosures and risk disclosure, and then we'll dive into the markets. General disclosure: all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, that was a lot to go through. We usually don't have as many slides and intros, etc. Anyway, let's jump into the market here. We're looking at the S&P E-mini, and here's our cash open. You see the sell-off immediately, and then some chop, yeah, we're starting to see some buyers come in here. Interesting. All right, and quite a few buyers, right? So are we going to come back up to test the open or up into this 60-20 level here? We're above 6,000. All right, so interesting stuff. Let's take a look here. This is one of the setups that we're looking for, is as this is selling off, are there traders passively absorbing or getting filled and transacting on the bid? Okay, so that's where the liquidity heat map comes in. Do we see a lot in here? Okay, a lot of buyers at these price levels in the heat map. Okay, now we're looking for, after that they get filled, do we find the aggressors come in? Okay, that's the dots that you see here. Okay, so the green dots are market buy orders lifting the market higher. Red dots are market sell orders hitting the bid and driving price lower. Okay, so we want to understand that context. Okay, that's what this is all about in here, is the context between the buyers and the sellers, and we've actually put it together and called it the supply and the demand, and that's what this course is all about right here. Okay, let's call it what it is. It's really supply and demand. Okay, it's not support and resistance. We don't care about support and resistance. We care about supply and demand. Okay, now support and might be supply, or demand, or resistance might be supply, but we can verify it right here in Bookmap. Okay, like right here is this this resistance up here. Okay, resistance is the price action. Okay, so we see it here. Right, if we draw across here, this is resistance. Now I don't see a whole lot of orders up here though. interested in transacting. I do see it here, but they didn't really transact. Okay, so now we're above that area. So was this really resistance? No. I mean, yes, it is resistance. Was it really supply though? No, it's not. We want to look for where the orders are getting filled. There's a little bit in here, not much. And where are they though? Well, there's some on the bid here, some on the offer here. There's more on the offer at these higher levels up in here. Okay, this is the context we're talking about. Okay, so we were looking for potentially these buyers here on the bid getting filled, and then looking for these aggressors here maybe breaking out, and they're struggling now. Okay? They're really struggling. We're not finding the buyers that we're looking for. Okay? This is something we covered on Friday. So what is it that you guys, if you remember, what were some of the pieces here or elements we're looking for those by these aggressive buyers in here? Okay, well, what is it's really the setup, and the setup is this one here, this trend line break and accumulation. Okay, this video here from the course. See if you guys have any feedback on that. Good morning, Alois. Good morning, Stephen. All right. No ideas. Okay. So, all right. Well, this is what we covered, and it's critical to understand. So you can make these cases in here, like here. Okay, great. Some got filled, and some got filled here, but not a whole lot. And is this like ultimately we look for oversold condition as well? And now, if we had a lot more liquidity getting filled on the bid, like these large areas that you see up here, look, 441 contracts at that one level, and there's probably another 200 on both sides of it. So we're looking for that kind of high liquidity getting filled in here. Good morning, Richard. And we're looking for, then we're leaning on that, right? We want to see that. And you can see, for example, look at this liquidity in here at that price level. And if we go and draw the box across here, we broke out from it, and it kind of, just kind of pinged off of the top of that. It dipped below it, and then we found buyers back up above it. Okay, so now the point is here, what makes this an A+ setup is looking for lots of buyers getting filled on the bid. Okay, then we're looking for the aggressors to come in. If we don't see too much on the bid getting filled in here, and we do see a lot of aggressors come in, hey, it still might go higher, okay, as it is right now. But a lot of times it just kind of chops around for a while. And maybe it peters out. Maybe there's just not enough buying interest. It needs to find more more buyers down at lower prices. Okay, so we don't get the price discovery. We don't get the move higher. So that's what we want to see, and we can lean on that then, right? And that's really the key. It makes this trade so much easier at that point. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any questions on that, but that's kind of a key element to look for. Okay. And it makes it a higher probability. Now, just do your back testing on that. Okay, go back and verify it. Add this into your setups checklist. Okay, I'll be putting that together this week for you guys, and we'll add it into the add-ons in here as well. The setups checklist in here. Okay, so you'll be able to add it in here, right here. Okay, and you can grade it. So for example, one of the grading criteria will be, was there a lot filled on the bid, okay, passively, or on the offer passively, doesn't matter. But for a move to the upside, we want to see them filled on the bid, and then you'll grade it. What is that? Was it an 8? Was it a 10? Was it a 6? Then you can kind of understand, like, well, am I really looking for a lot out of this move? Okay, so we kind of passed on this. We immediately saw it right at the beginning of the webinar here, and then kind of went through it and said, well, yeah, not bad, but I want to see a lot more. Okay. Okay, so we're kind of missing maybe a small move here, but that's okay. We're looking for, we kind of passed on a B minus, or I don't know, if like a 7 or an 8, more like a 7 probably. Okay, when this really sets up in here, and you really see it, like maybe even at a gap fill area, or some other really critical higher time frame level, you can really get some nice moves. Richard, the setups is that add-on is free, so you should see it. If you don't see it up in your configure add-ons in here, and go through the list in here, go down to your add-ons manager, click on that, and that'll bring up this window here. And then you scroll down to the bottom, and maybe you see it for available for install here. Okay, and then install it, and then you'll be able to add it. Okay, so this is kind of turning into Rob. This is your continuation trade, but again, like I don't know. I just don't think it's an A plus. God, I don't want to use A plus. I'd rather give it a number. I don't think it's a 9 or a 10. It's kind of 8, 7-ish in my book. Okay. We'll go through the trade criteria in more depth this week, I think. All right, so let's see here. We're seeing the buyers come in. They are transacting with the high liquidity in these levels up here. Okay, so and the very high liquidity we know is up here at this 20, and then also a little bit higher up here at 26. Let's see. We got to take a look at our higher time frames in here, and also go through market impetus. What's moving the market? We haven't covered that yet. We kind of jumped right into what we saw there in the order flow. But here we've got the daily on the left hand side, and yeah, you can see this move from Friday, and pretty bullish up here. Like it closed up here at these highs in here, and you can still see more buyers in here, right? So on the hourly, we can also see, kind of take away some bars here. Okay, on the hourly, coming up to these swings up in here, so that 16, that 20 level, that 20 levels up here. Okay, well, that looks pretty good. The 15-minute chart here on the right hand side, we're seeing the test up into these very small wicks up in here, and not bad. All right, well, I would look for, just by looking at the price action in here, to trade back up into this kind of 16 level, and we're very close to it already. That's just a few points away. Okay, so and here's 16 here in Bookmap, right? So yeah, I would look for a push up into that. And then maybe we see a bit of selling coming in after that. Yeah, that's fantastic, Alois. Like It doesn't plot anything on the chart. It's not some sort of indicator like that. It's really simple. It's just text. It's a txt file, or not a txt, a comma separated values file that you'll put together, and you can create your own criteria. You can put in your own setups checklist and grade them. All right. Let's see. So we went through the higher time frame, and we kind of developed a small scenario looking for the kind of test up to here. It looks pretty good. Still see a little bit of back and forth right now, but I'd still look for that test up into here, maybe even a little bit higher, maybe that 20 level. And you can see that 26 level up here is the swing high from the overnight here, or from the other day. Yeah, from Friday. Okay, what else is going on in the market today? So what's moving price? Not much, not a whole lot of data today. And we have the CPI data Wednesday, and then Thursday we have PPI data, and those are the big events of the day. We also have I don't know, I don't think the University of Michigan consumer sentiment is all that important. That'll be on Friday, but anyway, those are the two big events that we have from economic releases during this week. Right, and geopolitically, boy, there's all sorts of stuff kind of going on, but markets are responding to it in a bullish way so far. Okay, so all right, let's see if we get this continuation move here. Let's see if this was this a low volume pullback in here. Do I want to use TraderMap Pro? Yeah, let's use TraderMap Pro. Get set up here. Okay, right up to 1450, just traded here at that 15 level. Liquidity there. Yeah, nothing shaking right now. I mean, yeah, it's nice to see there's some volume, a little bit of volume behind it, but we just traded up into high liquidity, and I would look for a bit of a pullback here, and still kind of chopping here. Okay, maybe we see something down into the high liquidity down in here. Look for potential entry. Laura, do you mind if I go through your trade that you'd posted in here in the All Markets webinar? So, guys, I had here's what I kind of quickly posted this in here, kind of end of the day here. This was the same setup that we just kind of covered, and we were on Friday. This is from Friday, and you can see this is the end of the day here. Here's where the cash session closed at 1600 East Coast time. And we were looking for this setup during the day on Friday, around in this area in here, and we kind of liked it. We kind of didn't, kind of like right now. And it just wasn't like a 10, basically, a 9 or a 10. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't fantastic. And we hit a couple singles along the way, and then that was that. And we talked a lot about building confidence and how to not go down this downward spiral. So take a little bit of money out, build some confidence, know your setup, and don't take a big loss out of it. Take a small loss. Is it doing what you think it's going to do? What it should look like in your setup? If it is, then you take the trade. If it doesn't, exit. Okay. You've seen us do it during the webinar. Now this one, what I thought was kind of funny about this, I really liked, is you see this happen. We've seen it happen so many times during these webinars and during the rest of the day. So this kind of trend line break, accumulation, and trend line break. The accumulation, this was kind of interesting. It wasn't like a slow accumulation that we're kind of looking for. This was a very fast move and into high liquidity. And then look at the stop run here, huge, right? So this is basically high liquidity and then a flush through. Okay, and then it chops around in here, and then we do see buyers come back in here, and then that's where we see the break in here. And look at this in here. So here we have a stop run, we have a higher low in here, and there's buyers coming in here, right? Now this is kind of zoomed out, right? Every vertical dotted line in here is an hour. So we can see there's even a little double bottom in here, but the concepts are the same on even on these higher time frames like this. Okay, so we have high liquidity, it transacts, it flushes through, it stops out people. We get a retest back up, we get another swing to the low here, and actually this was great too, because look at the swing here, and then we have high liquidity here, and then the flush through. Okay, so look for these areas in here, and look for these swings, right? These are key levels, and it's brutal. I mean, like I think we thought, oh great, it just tested down into this swing, and we're looking for those buyers to come in, and I can't remember where we got in, if it was on this leg or if it was even within this little leg in here. We saw something and traded it up. I think we did that, and we traded it up to here. Something like that, and it did one more leg in here. Okay, great, and then it failed though, and look how it goes down below, and below the swings in here, and stops everybody out, flushes through, hits high liquidity, stops everybody out, and then we see the buyers do it again. They come back in again, and the setup worked on this trend line and this time frame. And then this is what I find really interesting, and look for this on your key levels, okay, on higher time frame levels. This is why we put that in the criteria in our slide there of look for the market impetus, and then look at your key higher time frame levels. Because here's what unfolded. This setup unfolded on this time frame, and likely we would have taken it back up to something like this up here, and taken some off, or maybe all in, all out, and that's it, right? But look at the other time frames and the players on these other time frames. This is where you can knock it out of the park. Okay, so just look for it and study it, because we have a key level on the higher time frame. It stopped everybody out that was involved in the market here. Okay, or at least it tried to. Went below this key level and this key level for the day, and then it hit high liquidity, got the stop run, and the buyers starting to come in. So here's the setup on the smaller time frame, and then here's a trend line on a larger time frame, and look at the accumulation in here. Okay, so now at this point, these traders off of this trend line in here are now engaged and coming in, and we can look for up to this swing here and this liquidity, or the trend line up here, or we can even start to look for maybe a move up into some of these other swings, okay, which is exactly what it did up here, right? What I'm getting at here is look for this to build. If you're already in a runner, and maybe you took some off already up at a key, a swing here, or a high liquidity that filled, and then this turned into another pattern here, kind of a continuation pattern in here. So here's your impulse move, here's your pullback, and then here's your impulse move again to the upside. Okay, here this will tell it better. It kind of went like that. Anyway, and look for these guys to engage in here on the higher time frame. And then this is really easy trading, and you've already taken some off. You can get in again. Now this is way more advanced of like scaling in and understanding this setup on multiple time frames. Okay, so look, that's why we're here in these webinars, is to go through some of these concepts and these ideas on the higher time frame. Okay, but we can look for it and we can see it also in the live market. All right, so anyway, look for it. I think you guys will find that it turns into something much bigger and better, and you're like, wow, this is incredible. And you were there for like the initial move of it. It's kind of like the butterfly effect or whatever, like it starts off very, very small and then builds into something very, very big. All right, so anyway, I wanted to go over, I had asked if anyone had traded this in here or caught this, and I was like really hoping that you guys, that many had. Anyway, then Laura said no, she didn't, because she was short, going short in here on the move down. Okay, and looking for that flush through into these areas. Fantastic trade, Laura, because here's what you got. And this is the low volume pullback trade. Okay, precisely it. So she's got a break here of this structure. Here's the move down. Okay, here's the high volume. Here's the low volume pullback to where it broke from in the structure right here. This is just picture perfect. Okay, and she's just kind of waiting for it to kind of turn around a little bit and finds a little bit of selling in here, and she gets in. And then I love it, Laura, like you even moved your stop, I mean your take profit, and even though you had this high liquidity in here, you moved it lower. And now you're in the NASDAQ here. I know it's not the S&P. Anyway, really great trade. It's picture perfect. The entry here on this. Okay, and this is your low volume pullback in here. Right. So notice that this should be like I imagine a key criteria or element for you, and then look for those sellers to start to come back in again. All right. Anyway, point made, and let's move on. Okay. All right, so let's see here. We almost made it up to 20, that liquidity up in here, and then now we're seeing, see, this is like I guess we saw this and we kind of thought that this is where price was going up into here, at least 16 and above, and or 16, and looking at our higher time frame, and now we're seeing the pullback or maybe the reversal. Okay, sellers come in, and look at the wick here. Right, and we do see heavy selling coming in. All right, so we'll take a look at this in here and what we think about it here. It's heavy selling, but there's also heavy buying in here. Look at the bars and look at the dots. And this is not the kind of reversal type of pattern. I don't see high liquidity getting filled in here. I just see kind of volatility. Just a strong move up, pull back, strong move up, and then a lot of sell volume coming in. Omar, Trump let U.S. Secretary Bessent levy tech sales controls. Yeah. There was a news about the with China and some of the exports there. So let's see. The Bookmap education, Laura says that the page doesn't say that I'm in the session today. I should. Been doing it for years on Mondays. Let's see, Stephen, for the weekend you plan to set up on Friday and accidentally spilled water on the laptop. Oh no. All right. Yeah, there you go, Aloise. Thank you. Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Okay, Wednesdays at this time is JTrader, or yeah, he's even he's kind of changed that around. And then Thursdays we have Scott Pulcini at this time. Okay. Well, guys, we haven't really seen much. So I was kind of looking for a potential low volume pullback right in here, and we do see it. And I would have gotten out down here anyway at the bottom of the range in this high liquidity. I would have gotten out a tick or two in front of it. It wouldn't have been much of a trade. But anyway, I'm not convinced about this kind of price action and structure in here. Okay, it didn't trade high liquidity up in here. We just see this back and forth in here. So, it does look like Omar's spot on here is some news. Well, yeah, I mean, it looks like it just kind of has that look to it. And this here as well, this selling does not look like a reversal. It looks like it's kind of more flagging, really. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it turns into a reversal. Anyway, guys, another thing, it was kind of interesting to watch one of our educators, Carmine Rosado. You might have seen it. Someone mentioned it. That's why I'm mentioning it again. He was talking about his trading for the month and made outstanding profits, but he was also talking about how he was not taking trades, how he sat on his hands and waited for the good ones, and how much of a difference that made. Okay. Also, your mental capital. Wait for that good one, and that downward spiral, like we talked about. Like you're just not going to be as frustrated. So what does that mean though? If you're not going to be trading, you're going to have to know why you're not trading, which means you're going to have to know your setup really, really well. You know what your setup looks like. And if it looks good, then you take it. Okay. So for example, we had mentioned this one here, and then didn't take it. Right? It just didn't have all the pieces we really wanted. And it worked out. It worked out pretty nicely. Look, came up into these swings. We were kind of thinking, well, 16 or 15 in here, this looks pretty good, this liquidity here, but thinking maybe 20, maybe 26 if we can get more buyers behind it. And it's not. Now it's coming back down. Okay? So yeah, we missed a few points in here, but it wasn't the A plus. God, it's JTrader who's got me going on the A plus setups. He always says that. It's not a 9 or a 10. Okay, now we just traded high liquidity here. Okay, and let's see now. We can look for maybe move back up into the range up in here. Okay, this range in here, this volume up in here, right? And now this wouldn't be a 9 or a 10 either. Okay, so but we do see the high liquidity getting filled here, right? High liquidity getting filled here. Now we're looking for when we might get buyers coming in. Okay, and we look for now kind of a break of the structure though, because this is what I like so much about this setup is we can look for when things start to turn around, and you'll see how it's really the same thing on any kind of reversal. Typically any kind of reversal pattern, you'll see the passive orders getting filled before the aggressors start to come back in, typically. Now that doesn't happen on news and kind of other reversals like that, but technically we see this happen almost all the time. You know, or some sort of variation of it, like we covered the, you know, high liquidity stop run through, and then we look for the when the aggressive buyers start to come in. So here come a few right now. All right, well, let's just put this to the test then. Okay, so we'll get in. Now this is not a great setup, and this is not a trading room, guys. So just so you know, but we do see a spike here in the volume. Okay, we did see that this liquidity is getting filled. Okay, so where are we looking for it to go? Just up to here. Okay, not much. Okay, just up to there. And if it's not looking good, we're going to get out and we'll take a small loss out of it. Okay, and it's not looking good. Okay, this is not what we're looking for, right? Okay, so I'm just going to flatten this. Well, we see a little bit of buying coming in. All right, I'm out, right? I'll just take the small loss. This is not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see low volume pullback, and I wanted to see more buyers again to test up to here, just to where it broke from here. Okay. And you know, it still may work out, but it's okay. It's fine. I didn't have it flush through and trade, you know, down to like this liquidity at 6,000 and take a, you know, an 8-point loss out of it. And look, the market's kind of doing what we kind of thought it was going to do. You know, just to hit that single up to this level up here. Okay. But I saw this in here, and this is I'm totally fine with that. You know, and it doesn't bother me. And I knew it wasn't a good setup, a really strong setup to begin with, but this is what we were looking for. And okay, so you know, it didn't work out for us for this example here, or this test. Okay, and yeah, we would have gotten filled here with a small winner. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Okay, so anyway, it's again, like you know, what we just talked about, kind of waiting and watching, waiting for that good setup, and then it should be working immediately. Okay, what about a low volume pullback in here? No, I don't see it. I don't see it. All right, well, let's see if the sellers have enough supply in here to hit the 6,000. Yeah, and again in here, if this was going to be a continuation pattern, then we need a low volume pullback to here. We're not looking for new buyers coming in here like this. Okay, so that's off the table as well. Nothing shaking here. See this buying cluster of green in here actually starting to kind of overpower maybe some of the selling in here now. What are my settings in here, Nuke? Yeah, let's go to it. Okay, you'll find it under studies configuration here, and then click on volume dots, or you can just right click on the volume dot itself. That'll take you to the same place, and then go to volume dot settings. Okay, these are it. So this is, I think it's just total default here. Let me just click on restore. Yeah, it's the default setting. Yeah, this is default as well, smart clustering. Just so you know the way the smart clustering works, so you can see that you've got a lot of different clustering settings in here, or filters, which is great. You can put it on none. This will show every single transaction. There's no clustering. You can put on smart. You can put on time. Time would be like a specific time, like 60 seconds, and then cluster and show the cluster. You can make it whatever you want in here, and however many seconds in here. Right? Then there's also by volume, okay, which is a nice one, like by 50, let's say, and then show me a dot once it's 50 have transacted. Okay? Now the smart clustering is kind of a combo between the two, of time and volume, and the way it works is there's kind of a clustering, and then that has like a kind of like a gravitational pull, and those other small transactions around it, kind of like water droplets, kind of go into a bigger water droplet, something like that. So that's kind of the way it works, yeah, I don't have a problem describing it as the water droplets. The CTO had described it that way to me some years ago. I was like, okay, I'll go with that. Yeah, guys, get your questions in. I think someone else had asked about some, I don't know if it questions, was it replay mode, or I can't recall, but happy to go through any questions that you guys have. And we're just not seeing a whole lot today so far in the S&P. Maybe we want to check out another market or so. I don't know. Sorry guys, over on YouTube, I'm just jumping over here, and Bookmap, Bob says Bookmap needs to be made easier to read and understand. Okay, well we can go through some of those details right now, Bob. Let me go through Andrea's questions, and I can answer that for you, Bob. Okay, Bob. I don't know. I mean, like if this isn't for you, then it's not for you. But what we can show in here is the this context. We're just basically taking, to make it simple in here. Let's just take the heat map off in here. Okay. In fact, let me take everything off the chart here. We'll leave the stops and icebergs on for now, okay, but disregard it. And we'll take the volume dots off, and we'll put best bid and offer. We'll take off and we'll look at candles. Okay, so this is very simple, right? And this is what 5-minute candlestick. Let's just look at a 1-minute candle. All right. So every minute, this is what you're getting: open, high, low, and close of a period. Okay, 4 data points. And you're reading 4 data points in this kind of bar data aggregated form here. Okay? You don't know what happened in between that bar. You don't know where the volume transacted. You might have a bar in the subchart, but you don't know. And we're breaking down all of this data here for you with only 3 elements on the Bookmap chart. Okay, so and then what we're doing with the you can see how the COB column in here, this is your orders here on the offer and orders on the bid here. Okay, these are your passive orders, your limit sells and limit buys. This is what makes the market. Okay, and then those that transact with these limit buy and sell orders in here, that's the aggressor, and that's the volume dots that you see, and that's it. That's all it is. It's those 3 elements basically. So now we can put together this context, and the heat map. Let me explain the heat map. It just takes the DOM depth of market data from your order book here, and you can see 115, 119 contracts up here at 13, 60, 13. It's the most in the visible book at the moment, right? And you can see a histogram here. All we do is take that and make it into a heat map form and give it a color. Okay? Red and orange represent high liquidity, then yellow, white, blue, and then black is the least amount. Now, we take that and plot it on the chart historically, though. So now you can see the context here. Look at this in here, for example. Okay, this player here, there's a large lot tracker in here showing that a larger player is part of the liquidity at this price level. Okay, he came in and clear the drawings. He came in and added liquidity at this price level at this precise time. So you can see that context. There's a lot more that you can understand from this information as well historically. This is likely the same player because look at up here. Okay? See how this liquidity was in here for a while and then it pulled away from the market and it was added down here. Okay? This is starting to understand the context of the passive orders in the auction. That's it. Okay? So we know that there's supply here at lower levels. That's it. Okay? Now, we want to see is, are there buyers interested in transacting with these sellers here on the offer? Okay? And we're starting to see a little bit of buying coming in now. Okay, great. Now, can they get back up above like this 09 here and then up into 11 and 12? Okay, that's the context we're going to look for. Now, how do we know that? We're going to look at the volume dots now. So I'm going to turn off the candlestick chart and we're going to turn on the volume dots. Okay, and do we see buyers really interested? Okay, some. All right. Okay, it's not great, but it's not bad. And now, if that is the case, we can put this together and we can even put a trade around it. That I am looking for buyers in here to transact with these sellers up in here. That's it. Okay, now you can look at this on smaller time frames. You can look at this on higher time frames. You can look at it for the day. We have a zoom out version that pretty soon you'll be able to see on like a couple years worth of data. All right. So I hope that answers some questions for you. Let me show you an area where you can find more about this. It's just by going to the Learning Center. So go to bookmap.com, and click on education, and then these have several videos in here, hundreds, that are free. Go to the Getting Started course, and then the overview of Bookmap right here. Okay, I'll put this link into the chat for you, and I hope this will help you with clarification on Bookmap. Okay, so here I'm just pasting it into YouTube right now. There you go. All right, Bob, let me know if that helps. Let me know if you have other questions, and we'll happy to go through it. But here's that context, right? And now look at the context up in here now. They didn't even transact with these guys here. That higher liquidity, some liquidity transacted, but there's high liquidity here in the heat map. What did they do? What was their activity? They pulled it away. They didn't want to transact. Okay, so now, and I see more buyers. Okay, interesting. So maybe we get enough buyers in here to trade up into 13. Okay, so let's see. If I start to see that, then I can take a position on that. Okay, and I can look for a move up to 13. And I'm filled. Okay, so I just scalped from 11 3/4 on up to 12 3/4. Okay, it's a quick point. But that's the simple context we can put together, and you can make this into a trading plan. Now, this is just an order flow event that we're looking at here. Okay? We're talking in kind of a bigger picture, looking at some setups, and that is also from the Learning Center. And the setups we're kind of looking at in here are from the supply and demand setups course right here. Okay. And you might want to watch some of these in here and find one that resonates with you, okay? Because this is not a setup in here. Okay, this is just starting to understand this context and looking for these guys to trade and test up into that high liquidity here at 13. We put the context together because we found buyers. We know there's high liquidity and that these buyers seem to want it, and we also know that they pulled it away in here. So these guys didn't want to trade, and we still found more buyers. Okay, well then let's see them trade up to here. That's what the context is, and we put together. So I don't know if that helps, Bob, if you're still in here, but yeah, please let me know. And Andrea, let's see. It's not plug and play. You got to commit to understand. Okay, great. Yeah, well, thank you, Andrea. Yep. So I just kind of did an overview here of Bookmap. And then Abby, it's actually not hard to read. Yeah, I think it's just that, to be honest, it's just so foreign to a lot of people, a lot of traders. And they look at it and it's like, what is this? Like, if we take the heat map off, it already makes more sense. Just mentally or visually, it's clearer to look at. Oh, okay, best bid and offer and transactions on the best bid and offer. Okay, great. I can understand that. That's, maybe just there's no candles, there's no aggregated data, but I can understand this. This is price moving around. And that context, though, there's a context here that's really important. Okay, but the context with the heat map is where you really can get some of the magic here, understanding. Okay, but there's a context here as well, and it's vitally important. This is where footprint traders are basically what they're looking at. They're looking at the vertical moves in here on a bar, and it is bar data, and it is aggregated. They don't see the nuances, but they're looking at a structure in the candle or in the bar, and then they're looking for where the volume is transacting within that bar. Okay, and this is basically the same thing. Right, so we can see that wow, okay, sellers hitting the bid, driving price lower, and then we were kind of in here looking, well, this is low enough, and anyway, we went through all that, and then the context in here is, okay, well, here come the aggressive buyers in here. Well, can they get back up into maybe the structural top here? And maybe they can get up a little bit higher too as well. Okay, now is this going to turn into a reversal pattern? Now is the question in a bigger picture. Okay, so here you have shoulder, head, shoulder. You got two shoulders. So is that going to turn into a reversal now? So we've got leg one is already committed. It's already unfolded. Okay, now leg two, is it going to unfold? Okay, I'm starting to see buyer's interest. Right, let's turn on the heat map. Okay, here, let's take a position on it. Right, so let's suppose that this is, now again, this is not a trading room. I just want to make sure this is in demo paper trading mode. The demo account is right here. Okay, but here's your impulse move. Here's your pullback. Now let's do another, duplicate this impulse move, and let's move it back up. Okay, and we're looking for, maybe the target is up here. Does it match with the liquidity? Yep, it matches with the heat map. Okay, so let's take this and move it down to right here. How about, okay, just in front of that 15 liquidity up here. Okay, so this is again putting together a context and understanding even a head and shoulders pattern in here, what this might look like. Okay, what this looks like in terms of order flow behind it. What is the hidden gem in Bookmap, in my opinion? Is the heat map. Something not common like the heat map. Okay, you found example of market pulse. I really like the stops and icebergs. I think that's just amazing transparency. And this is a little more advanced, but yeah, I really like it. Being able to understand where larger players are and with their hidden orders. Okay, and where stops are as well. So these are smaller players, and then where are they transacting, and stop runs. Okay, so the red dots in here, these are going to be stops, and we might get a stop run here to the upside as well. We'll see. Okay, up into where we're hoping to get filled up here, right, with our resting order here at 14.5. Yeah, I think it's kind of magical, to be honest. Greeny. I mean, how often, I'm still amazed by this kind of transparency, that you can see the order types transacting within the order flow. And who's using iceberg orders? Anyone in here using iceberg orders? Okay, larger players are using iceberg orders. They don't want to show their hand in the order book. They don't want to show their position. So that's the way why they're using and piecemealing it out with iceberg orders. So the tip of their order is seen in the lit book, and that's it. Okay, so for this 100, for example, or this 100 down here, maybe 10. You know, it's up to them. They put the order together, but maybe 10 of the iceberg is in the order book. It transacts, and the next 10 is sent immediately to the order book. Okay, and then, but you don't know how much, demand they actually have, but now we do know, because this E means fully executed. You might see a C in here sometimes. That means it was canceled. Okay, our continuation pattern is not continuing. I'm going to get out of this. This is not what I want to see. Now, it still may do this, right? Still may. It's still in the structure up here. But I see exhaustion, and I see selling, and I'll take a small loss on this and just get out, okay? I'm okay with that, right? I wanted it to work here. Now, again, it still may work here, and this might be a nice stop run that we just talked about here. If it was a better setup, I would have, maybe I'd stay in longer. But this is just a quick example. All right, so Abby, I hope that helps answer your question. You're using it. You couldn't believe you weren't using it before. Yeah, yeah. Um, no, that's great. Yeah, and as some others had mentioned, you may want to come over to Discord. It's free, and you will need to have bookmap.com credentials though. Okay, there's a process we'll guide you through, but you will need to have those credentials to get access to our Discord. There's something on crypto already that's is similar to um, not stops. Oh yeah, I mean it's similar to stops. Very very similar. I think it's even better, and that is the liquidation indicator. And what it shows is where not just stops are being transacted. It's not just stops. It's accounts being liquidated. It's even more powerful in that regard. Okay, so we don't know. I mean, some of these might be liquidations on stops, but maybe they just got stopped out and they still have their account is still healthy. All right, guys. So look again, small loss on this, just a couple ticks. And it's likely going to work out. This trade is going to work out, just kind of like this one over here as well. But I'm okay with this. Like this protected me from downside, and also mentally, I'm fine. Like if we talked about this, and why I'm bringing this up is we talked about it in length on Friday about this saves you from that downward spiral. What if this all of a sudden you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna hope, I'm gonna pray, that this is gonna work out, and then it just you see you have exhaustion, you have selling, it's not looking good, and you have a selling cluster here as well. The breakout here was minimal. I wanted to break out here and do exactly like this. This is what I was looking for, and it's not doing it. I'm out. Okay, and I'll look for a better setup. All right, so this potentially, saved me from a big loss because we could see it really drop really quickly, or a bigger loss, put it that way. All right. Answered all your questions over there. Let's see, any questions over here? Sorry, guys, jumping back to Discord, and let me see if there's any questions. I don't mean to, it's hard to go back and forth sometimes. And there was a good question, so I wanted to go through it in detail over in YouTube. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of catching up to do over here. Okay, yeah, so some back and forth, you guys talking about different bookmap features, etc. The video dome, or the video for the dome. Okay, there's Dome Pro as well with Global Plus version. Okay, so there's a dome, a fully functional dome in Bookmap here that's completely it's linked to the Bookmap chart over here though, right? This is a difference between the two. We have two different domes to show you. Okay, so for example, let me just I'll bring it up with Tesla over here in the stock, and we'll open it up in the dome here. Okay, so insert down here, trading dome, and then you can see it just adds a lot. This is why I wanted to avoid doing it with the S&P. And then you can hide a lot of these columns in here, and you can trade from the dome as well. okay, and manage your orders in here. Fully functional DOM, you can do whatever you want in here. You've got so much flexibility with all these columns. You know, you can move them around. You can look at many different configurations in here. You can put volume in between. I mean, it's just really to your heart's liking. Okay. Now we also have another DOM product here. Let me show you. Go to the S&P over here, and this is fully functioning or separate DOM. Okay. This is more kind of traditional DOM that you guys are aware of, okay, which also is fully featured here. There's all sorts of columns, ways of filtering your data in here as well, and you can trade from it you know, move your orders around, etc. Off of this DOM here. This is included with Global Plus. Okay, so it's a great product. A lot of traders really like it. And it's up to you if you want to use the DOM from the Bookmap chart here, like this, or if you want it from that DOM Pro. All right. Sweeps and absorption, Tim. Okay, we can go over that. It's very similar. I think it's kind of similar to stops and icebergs, but you just don't know the truth behind it if it's a stop or an iceberg. Okay, you just know it's absorbed or a sweep. Stephen, you can't trade without Bookmap now. Yeah, I mean, when you start to see some of these things like together, like we were in here, like you look for the follow through. You see this didn't follow through. There's just not enough buyers in here, right? We didn't think much of it to begin with, but it's like, okay, you know, maybe we'll get it here. Maybe we'll get the move up into this after this sell-off, and then we see this kind of reversal pattern in here. You know, maybe we'll get the move back up, and we didn't, right? So market didn't do it. The pattern failed. Okay, some good discussions here. Talking about data in Bookmap, from DX feed, Bookmap data, Rhythmic, CQG. We connect to a lot, you guys know. Oh, the Bookmap Academy. This is great. I really like Stephen. Thank you for this comment in here. It's a great way to just keep your hand in the game, the Bookmap Academy, like you're going to get a lot of feedback from other like-minded traders. All right, let's see here. Is this a low volume pullback in here? Not really. It's not a good one. We're not seeing anything really good today. And you know, do we want to put risk on this? This is kind of for Rob. Rob, I'm looking for sellers to hit the bid. I'm looking for them to come down to 08, 06, you know, 05 here. I'm looking for it, but I'm not going to take it. Okay, you know, it's playing out, but you know, I'm just going to not worry about it. So you know, we took a few trades in here that we didn't like either, and you know, they didn't really work out. I mean, one kind of did, this one didn't, this one didn't, and now we're looking for, you know, this one here, and it's working out great now, but this wasn't what we were looking for in terms of the low volume pullback. Okay, I don't see it on low volume, so I'm not interested. Okay, so let's see. There was a question on stop sweeps and absorption. We'll go through that. That Bookmap Academy, like Stephen had mentioned, check it out. and get some feedback from other traders. But we've got a great community. Yeah, thanks, Dan. Yeah, it's free of charge. Just need to provide your credentials from bookmap.com. Is there a correlation between volume dots, time and sales? Absolutely. Absolutely. Great question, Nuke. In fact, I would even say this is kind of like your time and sales here graphically, but you're actually seeing it within context of price action. Okay, so in fact, let's even add our time and sales in here right now. Okay, so you'll see that the dots will kind of match up with it a lot of times. I mean, it has to. I mean, these dots are a little different here. These are delta dots, and this is exactly kind of one-to-one. You're seeing every single transaction here. You see all these ones passing. Okay, you can filter that to, you know, if you want to look at, you know, 10 or greater, whatever it is. Just use min size or max size, whatever you want to show. Yeah, so this is really your time and sales just within the price action. Okay, so here we go. So hitting the bid, there's a lot of selling. All right, so now on your, if you're trading small time frame, you'd be looking for, okay, they're hitting the bid. I'm looking for follow through now. You know, I'm a like a scalper with momentum, right? I'm looking for now, you know, price to move down into some of these swings in here. Okay, and you would jump in. Okay, and yeah, we just got filled on that. Okay, so and I took some off right in front of the high liquidity here at 06. Okay? I don't know how much more supply there is. Maybe there's more supply to hit down into 6,000 now. So if you like your time in sales, and we just had, this is actually was a pretty good example, I think, of you know, wow, okay, they're hitting the bid, they're hitting the bid, they're hitting the bid, and these are 10 lots or greater, you know, in per transaction, and then you're looking for momentum then. Okay, and we wrote it down to high liquidity, and we're out. The Bookmap Academy Junior Academy applicant, it's Greeny. It's pretty simple. I know it sounds complex. Looks like Dan maybe had answered it, but when you first apply, you're applying for the Bookmap Junior Academy. Okay, and we got a process there to go through, and then start doing that. And again, it's all free, and you know, you can partake in that process or not. It's up to you. And then we start to invite you though. Once you start to do really well, and we see that you are engaged, and you don't have to engage or not, it's up to you, right? But you can see that there's a really pretty elite cadre now of traders in the Bookmap Academy that have gone through these processes, are part of either the Bookmap Junior Academy or have graduated to the academy here, and they're getting Bookmap for free, and then they'll also get stops and icebergs if they double their quota. In here, it's a gang now. It is. Do better, and you become a coach, and you can get data for free as well, right? So we're supporting you guys with the coaching, and then you're providing the content and the coaching as well, and then as a thank you, we're giving you the software to kind of reduce your trading costs. Okay? It's a win-win. Anyway, that's the concept. Abby, at the strength level, why don't I allow VWAP? We do offer VWAP and resets all the time, Russell. Oh, good Lord. I mean, yeah, you can here open up VWAP, and it's actually through the anchored VWAP tool here, the A VWAP here. But you can look at a regular VWAP. In fact, I got a regular VWAP right here on the chart, right, that I can show. And then I can anchor it anywhere I want. I can reset these as well. Here, I'll show you the resets. You can add your reset anywhere you want, really. Yeah, here's, you can do it by time here, or you can add one here, and put in these different resets, or you can even right off the chart here. We can add an anchored VWAP. So let's suppose, like right here at this swing here, let's add an anchored VWAP there, okay? And it will create one here. There it is. Okay, so then, all right, well, are you bullish in here after this swing here? Then this is a buying opportunity off your anchored VWAP, right? Maybe back up into this liquidity here at 11, top of the range. Hey, look, one of the key elements in here is to understand price action with the supply and demand, right? So if you have your studies on an anchored VWAP or whatever it is, or you can see it's bouncing off of VWAP here and an anchored VWAP. Now it's breaking the anchored VWAP and the VWAP is holding. Okay, and you're a VWAP trader. Okay, well then maybe this is a short for you in here. Okay, so you're looking now for a move probably down to maybe certainly this liquidity in here, but maybe down to 6,000. So Russell, you should be able to, you can have it even set automatically to go and reset every 30 seconds if you want, or 5 minutes, or an hour, whatever it is. Yeah, thank you, Alois. Yeah, he answered the question there as well. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, he means it in like our gang, a nuke. It's I don't know, cadre of traders. Yeah, it is funny. But yeah, we've got a really nice group. Absolutely, they're creating some great stuff. I mean, I showed you Laura's trade earlier, right? And why she didn't take a trade. That was fantastic. Oh, I didn't take this because I didn't see it, because I'm in another trade short. So there's trades all over the place. If you're a short-term momentum trader like this, look at this. You can put this into you have to do your back testing. You have to, you can use replay mode. Get in here and look for some of these things to unfold. This is also, this one here actually kind of floated by us. This is a low volume pullback right in here. I didn't see that. And we actually took it at a good point, actually, right here, where we started to see a retest up here where it broke from. There's high volume here. There's very low volume on the pullback here. We're already trending down. Okay. And we're looking, and we see here is exhaustion. Okay, the terminology is also really important in here. See how there's a lack of trading up here, right here. And that is exhaustion. Okay, there's no aggressive buyers up in there. We see a little bit of buying here. Now we see the selling coming in. We saw that momentum come in. We took it off of the time and sales, and we were looking for just down to the liquidity levels in here. All right. See if there's any more questions, guys, and we got to wrap it up. Well, welcome, Nuke. I hope you partake and get something out of it. One of the things that we continue to really push in the Bookmap Academy is what I just had a kind of a chat with Mike M, and I was like, look, you're not doing this to, for us, for, creating content. It's much more about you're creating this for you. And if it doesn't work for you, stop it. Don't do it. Okay. However, the more time that you spend on your setups and detailing it out, the more that you're going to know it. And you're going to know it really well. And you're going to be able to communicate it to others as well. And you're going to get feedback from coaches, and you're going to get feedback from other Bookmap Academy members. And there's going to be discussions and back and forth about that. And you're going to be able to hone your setup, and you're going to become a better trader. And that's the goal. Okay, that's why you're doing it. And I'm adamant about it. Like, otherwise, you know what it is? It's a pain in the ass. And don't do it. Okay, but if you want to do that, I think you're going to get a lot out of it. And that's why we have the Bookmap Academy. And not everyone, partakes in it. But it's up to you. How much do you want to put in? And we're here. Okay? If you want, you have that path to take. Anyway, yeah, it's hope it resonates with you. Hope it's something that you're looking for, and that's what we're offering. All right, guys. Well, let's. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button, please, over there in YouTube. I'd appreciate that. And we will wrap up here. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. We'll call it a day, and we'll see if we can get some momentum moves here down to this 6,000 here. But it's been kind of a funky session here and a lot of back and forth. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.